Hi friends, good evening. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about accounting equations. What is the importance of accounting equations? Why we need to learn accounting equations, right? Because the whole financial accounting is depending upon the accounting equation. That is a basic balance sheet accounting. What is the accounting equation? Assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. Also, we can reverse calculate, that is capital is equal to assets minus liability, and also liability is equal to assets minus capital. I will gonna prove it with the best example. What I have written a list of transactions. When there we are recording any particular business transaction in the books of account, what is the these three element will impact. So based on the accounting equation will revised, right? Let's talk about one by one. Before going to the transaction, regarding the transaction, I just want to explain, when there is a income and gain, that will directly impact the capital. That means capital will increase. How capital will increase? When we are talking about a P&L account, a profit, when there is a net profit, what is net profit? It is a excess of sales revenue over expenditure. That is called net profit. Net profit will transfer to where? Under balance sheet liability side, bonus equity, that is a capital. That means when there is a income and gain, directly increase in the capital. When there is expense and losses, the capital will decrease directly. How? When my expenses are more in the P&L account, that means my profit will decrease. When the profit is decreasing, my net capital will decrease. With that, let's talk about examples. Okay, invested capital in the business. When any transaction, the best thing that we everyone should know, the basic accounting rules. That is a golden rules, right? And also accounting. What is accounting? Analyzing, identifying, recording, summarizing, and reporting. When there is a transaction, need to analyze. In terms of what are the two aspects? Every business transaction will have two aspects. One is debit aspect, one is credit aspect, right? In this given transaction, invested capital in the business, capital is invested, what is the journal entry? Cash account data to capital account, because cash is an asset coming to the business, and hence as per the real account rule, debit. That means assets are increasing. Let's record it. January 1st. Say for example, all these transactions are relating to January. Invested of rupees. How much? 20,000. Assets are increasing. Good. Assets are increasing. There is no liability impacting. As per the entry, cash account data to capital account. Cash is a asset. Under asset increased. Capital. Let's record it 20,000. Right. Good. Now revise it. What is the total? As per the 20,000, and there is no liability, and total capital is equal to 20,000. Let's talk about accounting equation now. Total assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. Total assets equal to liabilities capital. We don't have liability until this first transaction, and hence total liability capital liability is equal to 20,000. Let's talk about one more example. Purchase goods on credit basis from X and Co company. When company is purchasing goods on credit basis, that means creditors will get created. Who is creditors? The person who sell goods to the company on credit basis. He has given some benefit to enjoy the company on certain period of time. That is called creditors. When creditors are there, that means current liability created. Current liability that created. What is the current liabilities? The liabilities which company should settle within the within the short term. What is short term? Within the 12 months. That is called current liability. So now current liability is created. That means this extent current liabilities will increase. My purchase goods. Goods are coming to the business. What is the goods? Inventory, raw material. Let's record it. Second one, purchased. Purchase of rupees 2000. So goods are coming into the business. My assets are increased. Plus symbol. Liability increased because I have purchased. Company has purchased on credit basis. Company should pay this 2000 within a 12 months. That is called current liability. Working capital. Please watch my all videos. I'll go and explain working capital. Very interesting topic in the future. Okay, let's come back and revise the equation now. Okay, 20,000 plus 2,000 is equal to 22,000. 22,000. Total liability until here 12,000. Yeah, we don't have any changes in the capital. 20,000. Let's talk about accounting equation. Asset is equal to liabilities by capital. Assets 22,000 equal to liabilities capital. Liabilities plus capital is equal to 20,000. 20,000 plus 2,000 is equal to 22,000. Make sense? Let's come on. One more example. Bought plant for cash of rupees 8,000. A plant is coming to the business. Plant is what type of, what is the nature of plant? Asset. Comes under real account. Debit what comes in. So, directly record it. Third one. Bought plant of rupees 8,000. Plus symbol. Because it is increasing. There is no liability involved. There is no capital involved in. But what is the other aspect is involved in this particular transaction? Plant we have recorded because it is coming to the business as per the real account rule. Debit what comes in, right? Come next. Next aspect is a cash. The plant is purchased on basis of cash. Cash is what is the nature of cash? Asset. What is the nature of asset? Sorry. What is the nature of cash? An asset. Comes under what account? Real account. What is a real account? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. That means a cash is going out of the business. 8,000. Let's say under asset minus 8,000. Revise it now equation again. Plus 8,000 minus 8,000. Zero impact. And the total was there as per the earlier equation. Just record it. 22,000, a 2,000 liability, and total capital is equal to 20,000. There is no impact. There is no change in the total asset, liability, and capital. Let's record in the next transaction. Purchased goods for cash. This time, company is purchasing goods on cash basis. Taking goods, paying cash to the third party. Whoever is selling the goods. Now, what is the two aspect? One is cash, one is goods. Goods is coming to the business. What is the nature of goods? Asset. Record it. Fourth one, purchased. Purchased, what purchased? Goods. How much? How much it is? 4,000. Purchased goods is increasing. My goods are coming to the business plus 4,000. What is the other aspect? Cash. What is the nature of cash? Asset. Asset comes under real account. Real account rule. Credit what goes out of the business. It is going out of business and hence minus under asset minus 4,000. Minus 4,000. Let's revise the accounting equation. Plus 4,000 minus 4,000. There is no impact. So my earlier equation will remain same. Let's record it. 22,000, 2,000, 20,000. No changes. Let's record the other one. Interesting one. Sold goods for cash. Sold goods for cash. When company is selling goods, what is coming to the business? Cash is coming to the business. Also, they have given condition that in a bracket, cost of rupees 4,000, profit is 2,000. That means the total revenue is 6,000. That revenue consisting of cost also, right? That's what they are talking about basically. Let's record it. Basically, when sales are happening on cash basis, what is coming in? Cash. Cash is nature of it, asset. Under asset, let's record it. Fifth one, sold goods on cash. Okay, how much it is? 6,000 plus 6,000. Why plus? Because asset coming to the business, so selling goods. Let's talk about the condition what they are talking about. Cost of rupees 4,000. When there is a cost, right, asset will decrease. Asset will decrease. Let's record it. Minus 4,000. What is other aspect? Profit. Sorry. When I was talking initially, when there is a income or gain in the business, my capital, company capital will directly impact, that is increase. If it is income and gain, capital will increase. So profit, it is a capital increase. There is no impact on the liability side, just say 0, and capital increase with extent of 2,000. Let's revise the equation now. 6,000 minus 4,000 is equal to 2,000. 2,000 plus 22,000, 24,000. There is no impact on the liabilities. 20,000 plus 2,000 is equal to, what is the 2,000? Profit. Sold goods per cash. Given condition, cost for 4,000. 4,000, when there is a cost, my asset will decrease. And when there is a profit, capital will increase. Right? That's where. Now 20,000 plus 2,000 is equal to 22,000. Now let's talk about equation. Assets is equal to 24,000 is equal to liabilities plus capital. Liabilities plus capital. 22,000 plus 2,000 is equal to 24,000. Makes sense? Good. Okay. Last one, because we don't have space. But if you write thousands of transactions, the equation, the impacting of the three elements, that is asset, liability and capital, will not change, will remain same. So but understanding of how it will impact based on the transaction will remain same, how I have explained here. Let's talk about last example. Okay, sixth one. Paid to X and company cash of rupees 1,000. Who are X and company? Creditors, sundry creditors. Why sundry creditors? Because company has purchased goods on credit basis from X and company on January 2nd. January 2nd they are paying, on January 6th, as I mentioned, they are current liability, sundry creditors. Sundry creditors, what is the nature? Current liability. Within 12 months of period, company has to pay back to them based on the condition terms. I will talk about when goods are selling or purchasing goods on credit basis. What is the credit policy, effective credit policy analysis? I will gonna talk about in future. Please keep watching my videos. Okay, let's come back. Paid cash to Mr. Co and company 1,000. When cash is paying, cash is going out of the business. That means asset is going out of the business. That extent. So reduce the 1,000 rupees under assets. Sixth one. Paid cash to X and Co. minus 1,000. Because why minus? Cash is going out of the business. What is other impact? Creditors. We have created here, right? January 2nd, when purchased goods on credit basis, creditors was created. Now we are paying, that means creditors will decrease, right? Let's record under liability. So minus 1,000. Let's revise the equation. 24,000 minus 1,000 equal to 23,000. 2000 minus total liability as of this transaction. 2000 liability. 2000 minus 1000. 1000. My 22,000 there. There is no changes in the capital. So 22,000. Let's talk about asset equation. Interesting. Assets is equal to, that is 23,000 is equal to liabilities plus capital. What is my liability? 1,000. What is my capital? 22,000. 22,000 plus 1,000 equal to 23,000. Make sense? Let's talk about the remaining reverse calculated equations. Right? Okay, good. Okay. What is talking about this equation? Capital. Capital is equal to assets minus liability. Assets. There is no liability, and hence capital is equal to assets minus liability. So that is total assets. Let's talk about next one. It is a good example with that. My capital is equal to 20,000. That is equal to asset minus liability. 22,000, 2,000 is equal to 20,000. Makes sense? The next one. Liability is equal to asset minus capital. So liability equal to asset minus capital. That is 22,000 minus 20,000 is equal to 20,000. If you are going to write n number of business transactions, the accounting equation, when you are good at identifying the two aspect, what is debit and credit aspect as per the golden rules, you will gonna record correctly under which of these three elements will impact. That means your accounting will be good. There is no rectification entries, there is no correction entry is required in your real time basis. When you say real time base, when I say real time basis, when you are working in a company, if you know good in accounting basic equation, that means your accounting journal entry will not go wrong. This is all about accounting equations, and further upcoming classes I will gonna explain depreciation and what is prepaid expenses, journal entries, what is a deferred revenue journal entries, and also capital. I will start financial management one video about capital. Working capital is very very important for the company as well as the personal life. Very interesting topic. I like that subject. I'll gonna explain very neatly with a good example. Please do watch my videos and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.